What's up, boys? It's Devin. So I'm going to tell you my story about how I broke up with my girlfriend, left my job, left my hometown, got rid of my business, broke my lease at my apartment, and moved to another city, all in a matter of 2 months at the age of 25, completely alone, with massive amounts of risk involved in every decision that I made, and kind of talk about like my experience and was it all worth it? Because I think all of us as men have that inclination to like want to take the risk, want to roll the dice, pursue our passions, pursue the things that are out of the ordinary, do something different with our life, something that no one's done before. But I think that a lot of us get stuck in the, well, what if it fails? What if it doesn't work out? What if I tell everyone I'm going to do something and then I fail in front of everyone and I have to live in that? And I think a lot of us just don't take the risk that we want to take in life, whatever it is, strictly because we're scared to fail. So let's break down, first of all, what does it mean to be scared to fail? I mean, what is failure in the first place? Because if you don't die, then you never really failed. Because life's a game that you get to just keep on playing. So if you take a risk, let's say you move to another city and you leave everyone you know behind like I did, what's the risk? So you do it, okay? Maybe you fucking hate it. And then what? You move back. A lot of the times these risks that we have in our heads, we overplay them and then we never take them. And then fast forward a couple of years, we look back and we're miserable with our lives and we're saying, fuck, what if I just took the risk? And I come from a small town where no one takes any risk. Everybody is still in the town from the point they grow up to the point they die. And to do the things I did, we're out of the ordinary completely. So let me tell you a little bit about my story. And I want to tell you what I did, why I did it, how I felt doing it, the result of all of it. Was it worth it? Was it not? And what I learned about risk. And I think if you're a man in your 20s, 30s right now, and you're watching this is going to change the way that you look at risk. And I think that might change the course of your life. So let me tell you my story. So I grew up in a small town. All right. I met this girl at the age of 23. We started dating for a while. You know, I was working this dead end job doing insurance. Long story short, I worked my way up. I worked really, really hard to get a better job doing insurance where I was making stable money. Then me and the girl moved to an apartment. First time either of us lived outside of our parents' house. We moved in together in an apartment in New York, okay? During that time, I had started a business selling on Amazon, doing Amazon FBA. I ended up scaling that business from just my laptop flipping small little products to having a warehouse, having 3 employees, and having a full-blown business. So I was working my 9 to 5 while having this business, while managing my relationship, living with my girlfriend. And, you know, everything was going well. I was on the up and up. The business was started getting better and better. My job I was doing very well at. Things were going well with my girlfriend. But then after a while, I kind of started to really analyze my situation, and I started to look at my trajectory. And I said to myself, I got this warehouse. Okay, I got this team. And I got a business, which is good. That's what I wanted. The whole reason I wanted a business was for freedom. I'm like, well, I'm geographically tied with this business. My job doing insurance, I'm 4 days a week in the office. A boss tells me where to be, when to be there. My relationship, you know, I'm living with this girl, but is she the one? Like, is this it? I'm 24. Like, is this it? You know, is she the girl? Is she the right girl? And this girl was amazing. Like, the best girl ever. My family loved her. My friends loved her. They're all waiting for me to marry this girl. And my job was great. Making great money. You know, worked my way up. Like, things were great on paper. Started a business. Had a warehouse. But, like, I just felt like, nah, this ain't it. This ain't it. Like, there's more to me. Like, I like a challenge. Like, there's more to me. So that was my mindset, right? I was scaling the business, whatever, that was my situation. Now, I have some cousins who live in Florida. And if you don't know, like, that's about a 3-hour plane ride from New York. And I would go visit once, twice a year, and I always loved it. I loved the warm weather. I loved the environment. I loved everything about it. And so, I'd go visit, and I'd always say, one day I want to move down here. One day I want to move down here. And I always say, but how? How can I do it? I'm tied to this office. I'm tied to this apartment. Like, how? So, fast forward. It's May of 2024. And in May of 2024, me and my girlfriend at the time take a trip to Florida. And while we're on this vacation, I say, hey, let's just look at a few apartments. I just want to see what it looks like. Let's just go take a look, right? And she was like, no, not really. I don't really want to do it. I'm not moving. Mind you, we had just moved into an apartment in New York for a few months. We had a year-long lease ahead of us. No. And whatever, I convince her. And all of a sudden we start looking at apartments. First one sucks. Second one sucks. And the third one was fucking amazing. Quality of life, beautiful pool, beautiful luxury apartment, gorgeous, in the perfect location. And I got the pricing for it. I looked at her and I said, no, we have to move here. This life, we have to have this. Think of our life in New York. Think of this life here, this glamorous life here. Luxury apartments, beautiful weather, beaches. We have to come here. I knew in my heart, no. We have to go there. This is not when you just know? It's I can't stay here. I need to get out and go. So we're going. And she was iffy about it. She was like, I want to go, but not really. And she had a job where she couldn't really leave. And at the time, things were good on paper, but I was like, I'm young and I don't know. And so, I came back from the vacation and I had to really think to myself for a while because I had some ties to New York. And I said, you know what? What if I just went all in? What if I left the girl, broke my lease, left my job, got rid of my warehouse, and just fucking sent it? And I kind of said it jokingly, but in my heart, it was a painful laugh because it's that's actually exactly what I want to do. And so after some thinking, I fucking sent it, bro. I sent it. So first thing was I had to break up with my girlfriend. Now, to this day, I love this girl. She's great. One of the best human beings in the world. Awesome girl. I have nothing bad to say about this girl. But we would have never worked out because I had to be here and I would have had resentment towards her. So that was the hardest thing I had to do, was let this girl go. So I let the girl go. The same night I broke up with her, she moved out. Done. First night, broke up with her. She packed up, moved out. That night, never spoke to her again. Which is great. Which is crazy. Because we dated for almost 2 years. Insane. Just like that. Boom, done. And she was blindsided. It was crazy. Okay? That was hard for me. Emotionally, mentally. That was a difficult decision because after it was done, I was like, fuck. Should I have done that? My family loved her. My friends loved her. But then I was like, what about me? Anyways, I got that done. Then the next step was okay, well, we got to figure out this warehouse situation. I was can we make this business remote? So did research, figured out that I could. Then I was like, okay, well, we rented out this warehouse and now I have to break the lease with this fucking warehouse to fire my employees. And I was like, fuck, this is going to suck, but I did it, okay? I found a way to negotiate with the landlord. I had to break him off some money and got rid of the warehouse, fired the team. Okay, now we're fully remote. Done. Okay, next. Now about my job, what do I do? And I'm all right, well, they need me more than I need them. I know I'm very qualified and I can get a job anywhere. So I said to them, hey, I just got back from a trip to Florida. I'd like to move there. Can I become fully remote? If not, I'm out. Luckily, like that, I became a full-time remote employee. They accepted it, terms, done, restructured the deal. Okay, now I have no geographical ties to New York except my apartment. So, I called my landlord and I cut a deal with him. Done. Now, all that sounded impossible on paper. It sounded like tremendous amount of work, all this shit. But I did it, okay, because I was set on it mentally. I had to make it happen, And I did it. I fucking executed because I had no choice. But then the next thing was like, well, where am I going to live in Florida? Like, I need an apartment. And so my plan was, live at my cousin's house because she's a snowbird, meaning she's not at the house during the summertime. So I'm like, I'll just move to Florida in the summer, stay at her place while I look at apartments. So, long story short, visited in May. By June, broke up with the girlfriend, restructured the deal. By July 17th, I had packed up all my shit, sold all my furniture, and drove down to Florida. Just like that. My friend drove down with me, but I did this all on my own, all by myself, completely risky. I left my family behind, my friends behind, my career behind, my business behind, and I said, you know what? At 25 years old, I'm going for my dreams. I'm chasing new ventures. I'm just going full send. If it doesn't work out, whatever. I didn't even have that much money. I had no money in my savings account, debt from my business, and I'd signed a lease on an apartment that was way out of my budget. 2-bedroom luxury apartment that we visited in May. I signed it. But how did I get it done? I didn't qualify for it. I had to pretend like my mom was going to move in with me. And that she was like my co-signer. Got it done though. And now I'm saying, okay, well now my next big bottleneck is, well, I'm alone, I don't know anyone, and I don't know anything. But my payments for my apartment is way out of my budget, but I did that on purpose. And here's the reason why. Whenever I put myself under pressure, I perform at my highest level. So we don't rise to the level of our goals and ambitions. We fall to the level of our standards. So I said, you know what? I'm going to take on this expensive payment for this apartment, and I'm going to make that my new standard. And no matter what I have to do, I'm going to work my tail off to find a way to pay for it. That's exactly what I did. I ended up networking when I got here and got myself a better job in insurance, making way more money, and I sold my Amazon business, got rid of it because it was just corrupted and it got fucked up. It was kind of a failure of a business, which I learned a lot from, and I became a coach, okay? And then once I started coaching, I realized this is my passion. I love to help people get in the best shape of their life, become the best version of themselves, mentally, spiritually, physically, all of it. Develop better habits, okay? I got a bunch of clients now. Things are going really well. My business is great. I'm fully remote employee. I don't have to answer to anyone. I can do anything I want during the day. I'm paying for the apartment just fine. I made friends. I got a good life here. Let me tell you something. Take the risk, bro. Whatever risk you're thinking of taking, my parents told me don't do it. My friends told me it was a bad idea. Everyone around me said, don't do that. That's too risky. But I did it because I believed in myself that I was meant for more, that there's this side of me that wants to embrace risk and just that masculine urge to just take it on. And I did exactly that. Not to mention, within 2 weeks of being here, I found another girl and we talked for a while, but she was, it didn't work out. Whatever. The point is, when you think you can't replace that girl, if things are just average with the girl you're with right now, and you're thinking, things are okay, but will I be able to replace her? My family really likes her. I don't know. Her friends are cool, whatever. Bro, you could replace her. Trust me. If you don't think you have the capability to replace her, you don't have enough confidence and you got work to do, right? If you don't think you could find a better job, a better career, something that's more burning desire for your soul, you got work to do. If you don't think that you have the gall to just up and leave everyone and just do you, become a better version of you, find yourself for real, you got work to do. That's the way I see it, because bro, I just went full send on everything I envisioned for myself here that everybody was calling me crazy for. I just pulled the trigger and I never looked back. And it's been a beautiful experience. I understand myself on a level that I never have before. I understand that I'm capable of anything. And so are you, bro. Everyone is. You just have to believe it. And then I started to realize also the power of belief. That the only thing that stops us from achieving everything we ever wanted in life is our minds. And that our mind is a mirror, right? Like anything that we think is what the world is. The world is a mirror of your thoughts. So if you think things are negative and they're bad and my life's bad, then it is. But if you focus on the positive and the good things about you and the good things about your life, you get more of it. You attract what you think. So when you're looking at a risk that you want to take, and you're a man, you know in your soul, don't lie to yourself. You know you want to take that risk. You know it. But if you start to associate with, what if I fail? The failure, you're gonna fail. But when you just say, fuck it, I'm going all the way. This is my dream. I'm going in. And no matter what happens, I'm going to pull it off. No matter what, I'm making this happen. I don't care who gets in my way. Get out of my way or get rolled over. I'm getting it done. When you think like that, you can achieve anything. And now look, I'm not like an ultra rich person, super successful guy, but compared to where I was at, I'm doing fucking good. I used to be making $500 a week, living at my parents' house, barely able to afford anything at all, and I hated myself, and I was fat, and I was chubby, and I had a fucking bunch of vices, and I was a degenerate like 2 years ago. Look at me, bro. I'm living in my dream state, living my dream life, fucking working, building a business, helping men become the best version of themselves and do the same shit I did. And my soul's fulfilled. I'm closer than I've ever been with Christ. I'm just fucking happy. But I would have never even known this feeling existed if I just listened to what everyone else told me to do. If I just fucking did what the social norms were. As men, we want to break out. We want to explore. Think of the fucking men who conquered the world. Genghis Khan just kept conquering and conquering. Why? Because it's our inclination to just explore and fucking achieve and challenge ourselves. We're not meant to be comfortable. That's for women and children. We're not meant to be fucking happy chasing dopamine. No, we're meant to have fulfillment in our life and fulfill our purpose during our time on earth. And what does that look like? That looks like that intention in your heart of what you want to achieve, that risky thing, is God's intention. Because He put it there. He wants you to tap into it and fucking go for it. And if you truly do that and believe that you can pull it off, you have God on your team. So fuck what your parents said. Fuck what your friends said and your colleagues. Fuck them all. Do your thing, bro. That thing that you know you need to do. You know it. You know you want it. But you've been lying to yourself all this time, telling you that maybe it's not that important to you. Maybe my life is just good enough where it is. Maybe my physique is just good enough. Maybe that girl is just good enough. Maybe this job is just good enough. Why do you want good enough? Why are you satisfied? We're fucking men. You're never supposed to be satisfied. It's supposed to be endless conquest. Endless. Never ending fulfillment, because when you chase fulfillment, like your purpose on earth, you end up feeling happy as a byproduct. But when you chase happiness, you end up in a fucking trench of despair, crippled by your own vices and your own inability to follow up on what you said you were gonna do. The reason that you don't have the confidence to take that risk is because your habits are shit. You tell yourself you're going to wake up at a time and then you don't do it. You tell yourself you're going to go to the gym and then you don't do it. You keep lying to yourself, and that's why you can't build the confidence to go all in on what you were meant to be. So you could change all of this by just starting to be truthful with yourself. Like, if you know you're not going to do something, be honest about it with yourself. Yeah, I'm not going to probably do that. So maybe start even smaller. Commit to going to the gym 3 days a week, maybe not 7. Commit to waking up at 7 a.m., maybe not 4 a.m. Maybe just start small. So that way you can start actually doing the things you say you're going to do, and then you build confidence. And then once you get accustomed to that, then you could wake up earlier, and you can go to the gym more. Start small. Because if you don't start building the confidence now, you're going to die. You're going to get to your older age, your deathbed, and look back and say, why didn't I just do it? I read a book called Top 5 Regrets of the Dying. Top 5 Regrets of the Dying. You know what the number one regret of all these people who were on their deathbed was? Not living a life true to themselves. And I read that book while thinking of doing this conquest, and it inspired me to go for it. And now I see why. The other side of risk is the side you want to be on. Take the risk. I keep taking risks over and over and over, and I've never once regretted any risk that I've ever taken. I'm currently 26 years old, and I've probably achieved, I don't know, a lot. I've been through a lot more than most people my age because I just took the risk. Take it. It's waiting for you. There's a better existence waiting for you, and it resides on the other side of that thing you've been putting off. The other side of change. Change is so good, bro. We're supposed to evolve. The whole reason human beings are put on this earth is to evolve. Create, evolve. You're not supposed to be the same as you were last year. When people say you changed, good. You're supposed to change. Time doesn't stop, so if you stay the same, by default, you're regressing. You're supposed to change, brother. It's okay. And everything's gonna be okay. That thing that you're thinking of doing, that risky thing, isn't as risky as you think. There's dudes dying in wars, bro. There's kids getting bombed in Syria. It's not that fucking risky. You live in a Western country. You'll be fine. If you have a family of any sort, sure they'd fucking help you out if you ever hit rock bottom. You can always make more money. You can always go on TaskRabbit and get a fucking bullshit job, but you'd make money. Take the risk. The biggest risk we could take as men is staying in one spot. Is doing what everyone else wants us to do. That's the biggest risk you can take. The biggest risk is staying at that job that you hate for the rest of your fucking life. Staying with that girl you despise, then getting her pregnant and trapping her in your life for the rest of your life because you couldn't just let her go. Staying around that friend group that keeps pulling you down and weighing you down and laughing at you for your goals and for your dreams. That's the risk, the real risk. We've been fucking psyoped. Psyop, that's the risk. The risk is staying where you are, staying in the comfortable spot where men were not supposed to be comfortable. Fuck, man. I'm so passionate about this because everyone around me was telling me don't do it. But when you want to achieve something, this is the best advice I've ever received. Do not take advice from your parents, your friends, the closest people in your life. Because they're going to tell you they want you to be safe, okay? When you want to take a risk on something, maybe it's a big goal of yours, take advice from the people closest to your goal. Not the people closest to you, the people closest to your goal. And if your goal is to do something big and you don't know anyone around you that's done anything like that, utilize social media. There's someone online that's done what you want to do. Binge their fucking content, and I'm sure you'll find the answers you're looking for. And a lot of the times, the answers you're looking for about what you truly want is on the other side of meditation. Spend 10 minutes a day in complete silence. Put your phone in the other room, sit in silence, and just sit there in a seated up position and listen to your thoughts like you would listen to a train go by, like you would listen to the birds chirping. Just let your thoughts roll in, okay? Don't try and catch them, just let them flow. And you're going to start to find out who you are. Because we're so distracted by phones, social media, and all these other things in life that oftentimes we drown out our own thoughts. We can't hear ourselves. We can't hear our souls. But when you spend time in silence with no distractions, you start to hear what you want. and the voices of others just start to fade. Anything that you want to achieve, any risk that you want to take, whether it's leaving a job, moving to another state, leaving that girl, that was the enemy. That was Satan attacking. Satan was trying to stop me from telling you what I was about to say. My phone just ran out of storage right on cue. That was Satan attacking. God wants you to fucking go for it, bro. God wants you to go for it. He wants you to take the risk. He put that intention in your heart. Do it. Take the risk. It's all gonna be worth it, and you're gonna be okay. I promise you. I'm fucking proud of you, bro. If you're thinking about taking the risk and you're scared to do it, fucking comment or message me or something. Message me on Instagram. I put my Instagram in the thing. But you got this, G. You got this. I fucking promise you got this. I love you, boys. I can't wait to see the men you become on the other side of risk, bro. Go for it. I promise it's worth it. Love you, boys. Peace.